Hey everyone, Steven from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NBA on Saturday, February 5th, 2022. We're going to have NBA player props, spreads, over-unders here for you today. We're going to have 3 picks that I think are great value bets for the Saturday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support on the channel. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Your guys' support on the channel has been absolutely amazing. I know I feel like I say it every day, but it really has been. You guys are absolutely awesome. We just recently did our 2000 parlay giveaway. Unfortunately, the parlay didn't hit, but we were also able to give away a few t-shirts as well. We're going to do the same stuff once we get to 3,000 subscribers as well. So really looking forward to that, guys. We've really been growing a lot as a community lately. Be sure to check out our community Discord page. It's a great place to connect with our community. We'll have a link down in the comment section and in the description where you can check that out. It's a great place to connect with our community. Be sure to also put your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. We'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Now, what I'll start doing with that, because it starts becoming a lot to keep track of, I will take your first pick that you put the star or an asterisk next to, or whatever one you differentiate. I'll go by the first one. It's hard for me to keep track of like 3 or 4 different ones, so I will keep track of the first one. I still left it the same as before. As any picks that you guys put out that you put a star or an asterisk, I still included that in this video. But going forward, that's what we'll do, just so it helps me keep track easier of all the plays. So, okay, now a quick shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. You'll see this beautiful list here running down the side of me. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there is a join button down below. We will also have a link in the comment section and in the description where you can check that out. So be sure to check that out. Now, results from the previous episode. So for our comment cappers, we had Gotta Get the Bag, once again, the legend in the chat, calling the CJ McCollum under 33.5 PRAs. So we'd love to see that. Was able to cash that. We had Elias Lilja calling the Fred VanVleet over 31.5 PRAs. Cashed that one easily. So great call out there from Elias. And then we had Pick 3 Lovers calling the Brandon Goodwin over 10.5 points there for the Cavaliers. He was able to cash that as well, finishing with 12. So we'd love to see that. As far as our stream results, we went 1-2. We went 1-1 in the video. Then we missed our added play in the comments. So we were somehow able to cash Christian Wood over 10.5 rebounds. I don't know how, because he had like 3 when I went to bed. And the Rockets were trending towards getting blown out, which they did. So I don't know how he got to 11 rebounds, but he did. So we're very happy to cash that, honestly. We missed on the Nikola Jokic over 25.5 points. Of course, he finished with 25 on the hook. Obviously, hate to see that, but you know that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get those nasty beats. I know a lot of people were talking about that I saw this morning. So really unfortunate stuff there. And then we also missed on the added play, Jason Tatum over 4.5 assists. He had 1 assist. And there's not a lot we could do about that. He had 1 assist in the first half and just really never got it going last night in that department. But what can you do? We're going to get after it today, guys. We're going to bounce back and get this 3-0. We are still 19-9 in our last 28 picks here at the channel, but like 4-6 in our last 10. So the llast couple days, we've gotten into a little bit of an average funk, which is okay. I talk to actually people about this all the time. You know, if you can at least go 1-2, 2-2, survive until you get those 3-0, 4-0 days, it's honestly okay. My account didn't take a big hit. I hope yours didn't either. But let's get after it today. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we are going with the Miami Heat, minus 3.5 spread here versus the Charlotte Hornets at minus 110 odds. So the Miami Heat guys are getting healthy right now. We got Kyle Lowry back. We got Jimmy Butler back. We got Bam Adebayo back, which we'd love to see that. We saw them all in action Thursday night versus San Antonio. Lowry completing the trifecta, returning there on Thursday night. And they won 112-95, which we'd love to see that, obviously. The Heat, you know, especially with these guys being out, I think actually strengthened their core behind them. You know, namely, I think of the name Max Strus. This guy has really blossomed with these guys being out. So now I think they're even better off the bench as well, which is great to see here for the Heat. So I think that they'll easily be able to cover a low spread like this, particularly on the fact that the Charlotte Hornets here are on a back-to-back, and the Hornets are just 3-6 against the spread on a back-to-back. So Obviously, I do love that. Typically, I don't like betting against the Hornets at home. They're 15-8 against the spread at home. The Miami Heat are 16-13 on the road against the spread, which is still pretty solid. But like I said, I believe the Hornets will be a little bit tired here. They're second in the NBA in pace, so they get up and down the floor. Obviously, a lot. That was a close game. Close emotional loss there last night to the Cavaliers, losing 102-101. So I just don't see them performing well here on this particular back-to-back. So honestly, I really think the Heat are going to roll here. Miami Heat coming in 8th in the NBA in defensive efficiency. The Hornets are 26th in defensive efficiency. So that's really the big difference between these two teams. Miami Heat play much better on the defensive end. Miami Heat 6th in offensive efficiency. The Hornets 5th in offensive efficiency. So still pretty close there as far as that goes as well. The Hornets obviously a very solid offensive team. We know this, led by LaMelo Ball there. But like I said, still coming into their own on the defensive end. They have played a little bit better defensively here recently, but I still don't think it's going to be good enough in this game. On the season, last four meetings between these two teams, 2-2. The Heat have won the last two, so honestly, I like seeing that as well. They've won the last two. And overall, like I said, the biggest thing for me was the injury situation. The Heat here getting healthy is the biggest thing that stands out to me, and the Hornets on a back-to-back are the two biggest things that really stand out in this game. So honestly, guys, I love it there for a number one pick. Miami Heat -3.5 spread here versus the Charlotte Hornets at -110 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Cole Anthony under 17.5 points here for the Orlando Magic at -116 odds. So Cole Anthony, guys, has been pretty cold from the field here recently. He's cashed his under in 9 of his last 11 games, so 9-2 to this under in his last 11. The 2 games where he cashed, he had 19 and 20. So just barely cashing, even when he hit his over. He averages 2.6 less points per game at home, at around 16 per game there at home. So I like to see that. Anthony has really been ice cold from 3-point range. He has not been shooting the ball well at all. He shoots 23.7% from 3 at home. So, even the whole season as a whole, he just doesn't, he takes some threes, but he don't make a lot of threes. He was just 2 out of 15 from the floor last game. So this guy has really been struggling shooting the basketball. And this is not the best of matchups here for him. The Grizzlies are 9th best at defending the 3-point line versus point guards. They're 11th best as far as points per game allowed to point guards. And they are 5th best as far as field goal percentage allowed to point guard. So, obviously, it checks the boxes there in all 3 categories. We like to see that. Anthony, 1-1 in his career versus the Grizzlies. And honestly, that was versus a Grizzlies team that didn't play as good a defense. This year, Grizzlies playing much better as a whole on the defensive side. They're up to 6th in the NBA in defensive efficiency. So, we do love to see that. That is obviously great. And this game, to me, has a lot of blowout potential as well. Which could limit Cole Anthony's minutes here. I could easily see the Grizzlies running away with this game. I was almost tempted to put full sun that Grizzlies 7.5 spread. There's a lot of good data for that as well. That's a solid lean there. I would definitely lean with the Grizzlies 7.5 spread there. But here specifically versus Anthony. Anthony's really been struggling, guys. I think Franz Wagner might have a big game here for the Magic, but I can't see Cole Anthony having a big game. Cole Anthony assist isn't a bad look. You can take the over on his assist. I think that's a solid look. But as far as his points go, guys, this guy just has not been shooting the ball well from the field at all. So we're going to keep fading him. We faded him last week. He cashed for us, so let's do it again here, guys. We're getting an extra point than we got last week. So I love it there, guys. For our number 2 pick, Cole Anthony, under 17.5 points here for the Orlando Magic at -116 odds. Okay, and finally at number 3, we are rolling with Chris Middleton, over 29.5 PRAs here for the Milwaukee Bucks at -118 odds. So Chris Middleton has cashed this line in 8 out of his last 9 games versus the Blazers. That's very good, including his last 6 games in Portland, which is where this game will be. So we'd love to see that. I know I say it a lot, but we do love to see that. Great matchup here on the season as well. The Portland Trail Blazers allow the 3rd most points, the 17th most rebounds, and the 4th most assists small forward. So this trend should continue to play out here this evening. We're hoping Portland could be somewhat competitive. I think with McCollum and McCollum on the floor, I think the Blazers could keep it semi-close. Obviously, there were McCollum and Nurkic. and just keep it within 20. And Middleton should play. This game could turn into a blowout. Obviously, the Bucks are a much better team, but I think we can keep it semi-close to keep Middleton in the game here. Middleton overall has cashed this line in 6 of his last 10 games, so it's still pretty solid. He averages 32.2 PRAs on the road versus 29.3 at home. So he performs much better here on the road, particularly in the points category. If you look at his points, that's really where the significant edge is there. So you could also take his points line, I think, as well. They're at 19.5. I love that look as well. The last 3 comparable players that have played versus the Blazers here, we had DeMar DeRozan going for 37 PRAs. Mid-range shooter, obviously very similar here to Chris Middleton. Carmelo Anthony going for 34 PRAs, which that one really stuck out to me as well. Again, a lot of mid-range there from Carmelo. And Lou Dort went for 32 as well, PRAs. So all comparable players to me. Dort maybe not quite as much, but obviously the other two there with Anthony and DeRozan very comparable. And like I said, I really love the way that Middleton performs specifically on the road more than at home, which makes sense to me. Your role players tend to shoot the ball better at home. So obviously Middleton being the star that he is, Middleton, Antetokounmpo. It doesn't really work that way for Antetokounmpo though, for whatever reason. I think he just performs better at home. But for Middleton here, he performs better on the road. So I love it there, guys. For our number 3 pick, Chris Middleton, over 29.5 PRAs here for the Milwaukee Bucks at minus 118 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 2,200 subscribers here by the end of the week. Your guys' support has been absolutely amazing. We've grown so much as a community, just even in the last month. It's been unbelievable to watch and to see. And the Discord is a lot of fun. We've had a lot of great stuff going on in our Discord as well. So like I said, I highly encourage you to check that out. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me. I wish you all the best of luck on your bets. I may add a play later in the day as well in the comment section. We'll see. A little bit of a lighter slate here in the NBA, so we might just go with the 3 today. But check back later in the comments or follow us on Twitter as well. I put out our added plays on Twitter. There's a link in the comments to our Twitter as well. And in the description, you can check that out. And I also post it in our Discord as well. So other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Have a great rest of your day. Let's cash out. And one quick thing. I want to say a special thank you. I meant to say this at the beginning of the video. I want to say a special thank you there to Austin for calling our shot. He gave us a call out on Twitter and a bunch of other cappers on Twitter. My Twitter page literally doubled yesterday. So special shout out to him. He's great at what he does. I encourage you to follow his page as well. Calling our shot. They put out a lot of great stuff, as well as King Sanders. Those are the two pages that I watch as well as of right now. There's a lot of other great cappers out there that I'm going to check out, but those are the 2 that I've been following. So I highly encourage you to check them out as well. They're really good at what they do. So other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace out.